will tip off on May the 8th. Now, May the 8th is when the date's supposed to start. Now, I'm here to tell you, if free agency started in March, the season is not going to start May 8th.
You need to stop everything you are doing right now and listen to every single word I am about to say, because we are witnessing the biggest cover-up in the history of the WNBA, and I am not using that phrase lightly. What is happening right now behind closed doors is absolutely terrifying for the future of the league and for the season we have all been waiting for. They want you to believe that on May 8th, you are going to sit down with your popcorn and watch the Las Vegas Aces take on the Phoenix Mercury and watch Caitlin Clark lead the Indiana Fever into a glorious new era. But I am here to tell you that this is a lie. A fabricated reality designed to sell tickets and keep sponsors happy while the house is burning down, foundation to roof. We have received information that changes everything, information that suggests the entire 2026 timeline is not just delayed, but is completely broken. Let's go back to the beginning. The league released the schedule and everyone celebrated. But while you were celebrating, the power brokers were scrambling because they know something you don't. They know that the collective bargaining agreement, the document that literally allows the league to function, is nowhere near being signed, and without that signature, there is no basketball, period.
WNBA sources tell Front Office Sports the best case scenario for free agency will be early March, and that's if they ink dries on the new CBA by early February. So let's say they
The report from Front Office Sports is just the tip of the iceberg. They are saying free agency might not start until March, but let me take you down the rabbit hole of what that actually means. Imagine a world where we get to March 1st and there is still no deal. What happens then? We are talking about a nuclear winter for women's basketball. Usually by January, teams have their rosters set, coaches are drawing up plays, and players are finding apartments in their new cities. So right now, nobody knows where they are going to live, nobody knows who their teammates are, and nobody knows if they will even get a paycheck this year. Let's talk about the specific scenario of a March free agency. Think about the chaos. You have general managers who usually have 3 months to negotiate complex contracts, being forced to do it in 3 weeks. Mistakes will be made, crucial emails will be missed, and superstars will be left in limbo. Imagine Aja Wilson or Brianna Stewart sitting by the phone in mid-March, wondering if they have a team. This is the definition of unprofessionalism, and it is an insult to the growth of the game. But it gets darker, much darker. Let's speculate for a minute on why the owners are doing this, why the silence, why haven't they responded to the players' proposal from over a month ago? The rumor mill is spinning out of control, and some people are whispering that this is a calculated tactic to break the players' union. They want to push the players to the brink of the season, to the point of desperation, so that they will sign a bad deal just to get back on the court. It is a game of chicken played with people's livelihoods, and it is disgusting. Now I want you to visualize the physical toll this is going to take. This is the part that nobody is talking about, and it makes me furious. Training camps are supposed to start on April 19th. If free agency is dragging into April, which is a very real possibility, if this standoff continues, you are going to have players showing up to camp who literally signed their contract 24 hours ago. They haven't trained, they haven't met the medical staff, they haven't gone through the proper physical protocols. We are going to see hamstrings popping, ACLs tearing, and ankles breaking. And I am not trying to be a fearmonger, I am just looking at the physiology of sports. You cannot take elite athletes, put them in a high-stress environment with zero preparation, and expect them to perform. We are looking at a product on the court that will look like a pickup game at the local YMCA, not the premier women's basketball league in the world. Is that what you want to see? Do you want to see Caitlin Clark exhausted and prone to injury in week 1 because the league couldn't get its act together? Let's go deeper into the Caitlin Clark factor, because whether you like it or not, she is the economy of this league right now. The Indiana Fever have a massive target on their backs. They have primetime slots. They have the eyes of the world on them. If the Fever have to scramble to fill their roster with leftovers because they didn't have time to recruit properly during free agency, Caitlin is going to be stranded on an island. She will be frustrated. The team will lose, and the casual fans who tuned in just for her will turn off the TV and never come back. The league is literally sabotaging its own golden goose.
I don't know if that's enough time. So they basically saying that if free agency started in March, right? So the whole month of March for free agency, they're going to try to squeeze in free agency, squeeze in the expansion draft, squeeze in the lottery, and everybody's going to report back to training camp by April the 19th. That is the plan. That is the plan as of right now, if this deal gets signed.
And what about the travel logistics? Have you thought about that? These teams fly commercial mostly. Maybe some charters, but booking travel for 30 people requires lead time if rosters aren't finalized until mid-April. How are they booking flights for May 8th? Are we going to see teams forfeiting games because they couldn't get a flight to Connecticut or Los Angeles? It sounds crazy, but in this timeline of chaos, anything is possible. There is also the specter of the strike. The players voted in December to authorize a strike. The league brushed it off as a formality. But let me tell you, the anger among the players is reaching a boiling point. I have heard whispers that some star players are creating private group chats, discussing a total boycott of Media Day, discussing sitting out the first week of the season to send a message. Imagine the embarrassment if the cameras roll on May 8th and the players refuse to take the court. It would be the biggest PR disaster in sports history. And honestly, I wouldn't blame them one bit. We also need to talk about the expansion draft. The Golden State Valkyries and other incoming franchises are trying to build something from scratch. How can they build a culture when they don't know the rules of engagement? They are trying to sell season tickets to fans, promising a competitive team, but their hands are tied behind their backs. They can't sign players. They can't make trades. They are essentially tourist ships, floating in the harbor waiting for a captain that might never arrive. The owners are sitting in their ivory towers counting the expansion fees and the media rights money, assuming the fans will just accept whatever scraps they are thrown, but they are underestimating us. The fans are smarter now. We see the greed, we see the incompetent, we see the disrespect. If they delay the season, which I am 99% sure they will have to do, they need to come out and admit it now. Stop selling us tickets for May 8th when you know damn well that date is impossible. Let's play out the worst-case scenario, the doomsday scenario. Let's say February 1st comes and goes with no deal. Let's say March rolls around and the two sides are still fighting over revenue sharing. At that point, the entire 2026 season is in jeopardy. We might not just see a delay, we might see a canceled season, a lost year. Think about the momentum the WNBA has right now. It is at an all-time high. A canceled season would kill that momentum dead. It would set the league back 10 years. Sponsors would pull out, TV networks would sue for breach of contract, and the players would be forced to go play overseas in dangerous conditions just to make a living. I know this sounds extreme, but look at history. Look at what happened to baseball in '94. Look at the NHL lockout. It happens when greed takes over, and right now, greed is in the driver's seat. The players are asking for a fair share. 30% of revenue is not asking for the moon. They are the product. They are the reason we watch. Without them, the owners just own empty arenas and fancy logos. I want you to imagine the panic inside the league office right now. I bet the phones are ringing off the hook. Lawyers are screaming at each other. And PR teams are drafting apologies that they haven't released yet. They are trying to figure out how to spin this, how to blame the players, how to make themselves look like the victims. Do not fall for it. When the press release inevitably comes out saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, we are delaying the season, translate that in your head to, due to our own greed and incompetence, we ruined the season. This is a call to arms for every WNBA fan. We need to make noise. We need to tweet at the commissioner. We need to tag the owners. We need to let them know that we are watching, and we will not accept a watered-down product. We will not accept our favorite players being put at risk, and we certainly will not accept lies about the schedule. Think about the fantasy leagues. Think about the betting markets. Billions of dollars move around sports. Uncertainty is the enemy of business. Vegas hates this. The networks hate this. Everyone hates this except the few people at the top who think they can squeeze a few more dollars out of the players. It is shameful. And let's go back to the impossible math of the schedule one more time, because it really is the smoking gun here. Free agency usually takes 6 weeks to settle down. The draft process takes a month of scouting and interviews. Training camp needs 4 weeks minimum. That is almost 3.5 months of necessary work. They are trying to do it in 6 weeks total, from March 1st to mid-April. It is physically impossible to do that correctly. Corners will be cut, scouting reports will be ignored, and bad contracts will be signed. I genuinely fear for the quality of play in that first month. We might see scores like 40-35 because nobody can make a shot. Nobody has their legs under them, and the referees are confused because they haven't had time to learn the new rules either. It is going to be a circus, and not the good kind. So what happens next? I will tell you what happens. In the next few days, we are going to see a lot of leak. The league will leak that progress is being made to calm the stock market. The players will leak that we are far apart to keep the pressure on. It is a psychological war, and we are caught in the crossfire. But I promise you this, I will not stop digging. I will not stop exposing these charlatans until we get the truth. If you are planning a trip to a game in May, I would strongly advise you to get refundable tickets. Do not book non-refundable hotels. Protect yourself because the league is not going to protect you. They will take your money and then announce the cancellation on a Friday night news dump, hoping you don't notice. This is the reality of the WNBA in 2026. High stakes, high drama, and high risk. It is more than just a game now. It is a battle for the soul of the sport. And right now, the bad guys are winning. Stay vigilant, stay angry, and keep your eyes glued to this channel. Because when the news breaks, and it will break hard, we will be the first ones to tell you exactly what it means for your team and for the players you love. We are in for a bumpy ride, folks. Hold on tight.